are in business. How's it going? Cheers to Thomas Earl Parker for clicking that follow button. Let's see, it's on number 6, then we need to move that to position number 6. The dice is on. How's everyone doing? All good, I hope. Morphia. Thanks. Glad you liked it. It was a fun little sketch. Alright. It should start throwing topics my way. So we already have some topics in store. So we can get the ball rolling. Any word or topic will do. If you just want to see something sci-fi or portrait or specific one-armed coffee monster, you can do that. Anything, just anything to go on is good with me. Any topic. Hey, good morning, Golden Tigers. How's it going? Oh man, my skin is so dry. Not good. So topics, or I will just draw whatever. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick. Come on. Come on. Not annoying at all. Bug plane pilot. Bug plane pilot. Bug plane pilot. Alright. You win by default, Morphia. Bug plane pilot by Morphia. 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 Yeah. Oh, the text bugged. Hey, good morning. You win. Chicken dinner, Morphia. Hey, good morning, Chilstrand. Let's start the clock. Okay, clock is ticking. Bug plane pilot. Alright. Portrait time. We're gonna do a portrait. Bug plane pilot. Bug plane pilot. Planet the bug pilot. Okay. Bug plane pilot. I'm seeing it as some sort of insect. Keep going too far to the edge. Okay, some insect type character, bug plane pilot. Alright. Let's approach it a slightly different this morning. Hey, good morning, Chilstrad. Russell Jones. A rocky run on the beach. Bug plane pilot. Blah 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 blah. All right. Bug plane pilot. All right. Okay. Actually. How's everyone doing, by the way? Rocky run on the beach. Yeah, I find that gif so funny. Such a funny thing. I can't help to say it. It's just so good. Bug plane pilot. I'm seeing just some sort of weird bug. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna aim for. So I'm trying a little bit different approach, just kind of being a little bit more systematic. Seeing like what that does to the process. Just like instead of me painting around all the time, searching for shapes, I thought today, depending on the topic, obviously, if it was a topic that I could do it with. But today I thought let's try mapping it out with a hard brush first, so I know kind of like what to paint, and then I'll have all the edges already done. I'm awesome, Russell Jones. I'm pretty happy. It's all good. I'm kind of fun topics at work. I kind of looking forward to the end of the year though. So I'm kind of a little bit saturated at the moment. I want some good game. I want to be able to just kind of kick back. I haven't kicked back in such a long time. That's in a way that's also why I went on vacation. You know, to be able to breathe a little bit. But I feel like I need to stop working so hard and buy Destiny 2 and just kind of again just be the guy on the couch rather than the driven artist. Hey, Gog6. Madness HD, go ahead. Russell, yeah, definitely. It's so important to switch off at times. It's crazy. I mean, obviously, also you need a balance of just not trying hard enough. You really need to be scheduled and make sure that you do put out effort because otherwise it's so easy to procrastinate and kill time. But that being said, it's also extremely important uh, to wind down. It's equally important. Hey, two shrooms. Russell Jones, yeah, exactly. I mean, the worst is when there's no point to it. When you're like, oh, I'm so engulfed in work, and then, oh, it actually doesn't matter in the end, right? That's kind of the shitty part about it. So this is the technique I'm going to try today. I have everything on locked layers. I don't know what those are called, but now I know I'm just going to experiment with the shading rather than having to maintain edges. And then in the end, I was thinking, in order to combat the stiffness of these perfect edges, I'm just going to go over on top later, like in the last couple of minutes, to just tweak with whatever I have established. Because I don't want to be repainting edges constantly. I found that yesterday with my struggle to kind of capture that picture in my head. I thought, you know, a lot of it was due to me positioning things wrong. So I thought let's experiment with the approach of how to correct the issues with positioning everything. So I thought, right, just let's position everything and then make something out of that, right? So that's today's plan, to experiment with that aspect of my process. I mean, you get results fast this way when you map everything out. Right, man, let's see. When I draw in PS from far, like how you have your canvas, my pen sometimes opens my brush tool. Is there setting to turn that off? My pen sometimes opens the brush tool. I think on Wacom settings you can set up what the pens do. I have set it up so that left is sample, or top is sample, bottom is brush. You can go in and set whatever you want those pens to do, or you can switch them off completely. But I have them set to specific keys, which is Alt and right click. So that's how I've set it up. So in theory, I don't need to sit with a hand on the keyboard. I can sample with the pen, which I do most of the times. But I forget about it. I simply click Alt. But I have Alt on my pen because I do, in my process, like usually how I paint, I do sample a lot. And having to have your hand on the keyboard all the time in like the crow fist position. Oh yeah, Revanko, you and me, we're rocky running the beach. Oh yeah. All right, so let's say I have let's actually no, let's put some white in here. Yeah, so you can go in Wacom settings and set up what the buttons should do. Hey, Captain Jetlag. Willkommen. How's it going? You guys are great. So 10 minutes in, we've established the bug plane pilot. I'm working towards defining what the shapes are. It's getting there. It's a bit fun to do it this way, like when you have everything mapped out and you just need to go layer by layer, rather than doing the exploration part where you go messy first, then tight. So that's, I think it's a fun thing. I think it's needed to experiment with, because my process is very chaotic usually. It's very like I go on if I do stuff like this, I go on I react rather than plan. So I see a mental image, I try to chase with loose brush strokes, and I tighten them as I paint along. But like I mentioned on the stream, I'm experimenting with that process today by going with a hard brush and mapping everything out where everything is. And now I don't need to search the image anymore. I can just focus on render, which makes things slightly different. Probably easier as well. Not sure yet. Just run, yeah. Where's his captain hat? Yeah, for sure. Oh, captain, my captain. Are you guys excited for the next season of Games of Thrones? Oh my God, I saw the last episode yesterday. Oh, God damn it. No spoilers though. Don't give away any spoilers in the chat, please. But God damn it. There's they're setting up some epic stuff for the next season. It's gonna be cool. I wonder though where they will take it, because it's going in directions that season. Oh, how dare you, fold! Uh, they're going in a direction that's very different from the beginning of Game of Thrones. If you recall, like how it was at the very beginning, it was very tits and ass everywhere, and murder, and intrigues, and kind of very interesting dialogues between the characters. And now it's just all high fantasy murder and and creatures and monsters. It's interesting, but also like where is it going? It's becoming like Lord of the Rings in a way, which is uh, which is an interesting what's it called, evolution. One can question like, is it the right way to go? How many are enjoying the kind of fantasy direction it's taking? I was reading like headlines of articles. I didn't go into the articles because I haven't had time, but like something about that the script writers don't really know where they're going. A little bit like Lost. The what happened to Lost? They were like changing script writers and making shit up as they go along. And, yeah, Lost became started out super good, and then uh, fucking fly, and then it took some really really odd turn, and then Lost became, yeah, I don't know what Lost became in the end. It became some strange things, and I think everyone just kind of accepted that it became this weird entity that didn't really have a coherency. A little bit like what's it called? Crimson Peak? Is that what it's called? No, it's not Crimson Peak. This is old 80s TV show, which was really odd. Cesar, maybe. As I said, I didn't read the article. I just saw the headlines. Like scriptwriters quote, "We didn't know what we were doing," kind of header. So I don't really know. Like I said, I haven't read the articles. I haven't. I can't really say what they have said or not said, but the headlines kind of suggested that they were shooting from the hip, which is an interesting thing. Twin Peaks. There we go, Chisram. Cheers for that. Cheers. So, how many are excited about the 2 week challenge? Are you guys going to contribute to the 2 week challenge, which is a Game of Thrones tribute, more or less? Just do something Game of Thrones. I think Angry Sausage, he did. I don't think he did it for the challenge, but he did a dragon the other day. Looked really really cool. Really nice mood in that painting. Very good textures and stuff. Angry Sausage. Bug pilot. Bug plane pilot. That's a fun word to say. Bug plane pilot. Bug plane pilot. Bug plane pilot. Man, today I have no direction for the conversations. I'm just kind of I'm all over the place. Just full on crazy mind. There's no up or down today. Bug plate pilot. So where are we? We are halfway. That's awesome, Chilsrand. Yeah, Russell, you should. like anything Game of Thrones. Like if you guys want to do your own character or a portrait of the actual characters in the TV show, if you want to come up with something new, you know, anything goes. Like I think it's just I think it's within the time frame of 2 weeks. Um, I think it's a good time to do some tribute stuff or fan art, uh, because there's going to be a lot of people talking about the last episode. Ideally, the topic would have been done on this Sunday because it's going to be a hot topic, and then we could have like shared it, and people might have picked up on it. But the idea is, for example, for 30minutewarmup.com, is that I'll put up all the, or you guys will put up your contributions to the 2 week challenge on the site, right? So that it becomes like an archive for the 2 week challenges and all the painovers. And but that is something I'm going to try to work on, you know, so that the 2 week challenge becomes a public thing, and not just on Discord. In that sense. What do you think about that? I mean, ideally, a lot of things will move over. I mean, I hope that Discord will implement like a widget for website so you can chat on the website. That would be great. Or maybe I can hire some programmer to program that in um, somehow. Um, but I think that would be ideal. Like that you could just go to the website as well, 30-minute warm-up, and everything is like locked in the website, and things like that. We'll see. We'll see. So 10 minutes left. I shouldn't start doing edges yet, and just kind of flopping the background around a bit to help push the presentation. Okay, that became a softer edge. Damn it. It's so easy to go in and do too much. All right. Let's go in and add some details. Morphe, about procrastination and how do you fight it? Make schedules. Not in the sense like at 5 o'clock I need to brush my hair, but knowing like what you should be doing per day and not overreaching. Let's say, okay, I need to do one study and 1 2 hour sketch a day, and that's your schedule. And you know, okay, if I do my 2 hour study or 2 hour sketch now, that means I can do my study at 8 o'clock or whatever. And then you go, all right, that's the schedule for today. And then you know how much you have to do as a bare minimum today. And that way you can learn your speed, learn to work smart, because if you know you only have 2 hours to paint something personal, you're gonna, you know, by default, you're kind of gonna start loading up for it, right? You're gonna prepare. You're spending your day thinking about it, and then you go, okay, when I get home, I'm gonna do my 2 hour painting, and this is the painting, and you already have it like thought of in your head. And the more you learn your process, the more you learn how fast you can work in a focused state. The more you can stack your day, right? So for me, I know exactly how much I can do every day. The problem is that I don't take a break from it, right? So I know that, oh, I could squeeze this painting in, I could squeeze this project in, because I know with my experience, I can manage to create this much every day. So I just stack the pile higher and higher. And what I forget is that you gotta also relax, right? So you also have to schedule in not doing anything and just having time where you just sit, right, and relax and decompress. Because if you're always running, and you get used to always running, you know, uh, that it's not that much of a hard work, right? You know that, okay, I'm going to be running for quite some time, and you focus in, and you deal with breathing, and you deal with fatigue, etc. That's no problem. But then all of a sudden, some guy comes and says, no, actually, you should take a break here and sit down. Don't run now. And take a break, and you go, oh shit, this is how nice it is not to run. And then the more every day you go out running, starting again is easier, right? But if you go out running for the first time and you take a break and then start running just a 5 minute break and then start running again, that's going to be a lot of effort to put in, right, to get the body moving. And, you know that analogy of, I'm making an analogy here, but it's a true thing, like if you draw every day at a certain pace, getting back to that pace is easy. But also, if you overwork, you're not going to be able to switch off, and you're going to stop performing at your peak. Like, you're not overworking, so that your performance versus effort, performance goes down because you're up there. So you have to find that sweet spot, and that sweet spot fluctuates with how much you can do versus how much energy you have, and uh, how much you can switch off. So it's this kind of balance, and you can only get that balance by pushing yourself to know, okay, this is my limit. I should go a little bit down so that the amount of effort I put in is not damaging my output. That's kind of my theory. But you shouldn't also micromanage, because that becomes an uh, an effort in itself that might waste time. Just think about what needs to be done, arrange it into time slots, and juggle with it during the day, right? So, okay, 5 hours here, 2 hours here, I need to do that today, and then deal with that. I think for me that worked really, really well. But I mean, everyone is different, so I can't really say how or what you have to do, right? But for me, it worked really well with putting everything in chunks of time, and then juggling those chunks of time a day, and knowing how far I can go every day with how much. And if laugh is something you learn, no. I think laugh is a genetic thing that exists in humans. The reason is why I think that is, you can tickle a baby, and there's a point where babies don't tickle, or they don't laugh. They just go. They don't know the emotion, and they just look confused and uncomfortable. And then something clicks in their head when they're older, that they know that emotion is laughing. And then when you tickle them, they giggle. I mean, you could argue that, oh, they're observing the grown-ups, and when they laugh. But the thing is, they don't know until they connect that emotion in their head with the sensation of being tickled, that is something fun, or laughing, or happiness. Babies are happy, and there's a period where they coo, they just make noises, and then they figure out the emotion, and then they laugh. So I don't think it's a taught thing. I think it's a natural state. Oh yeah, Captain Jet, like exactly. Enjoying the process is so vital, and don't look at the other artists or people further down the line, because they've been pushing themselves. They've been working hard at their craft and their process, and they can have a higher pace. I mean, for example, the analogy of running, like if you start running versus a marathon runner that, you know, he's a professional, you won't stand a chance. He will run away from you for sure, and you'll be huffing and puffing, and in worst case scenarios have a heart attack, right? It's all down to like teaching yourself your pace and increasing that pace in a way where you are on that sweet spot of performance versus effort, right? So that you push yourself hard, so that you learn and become stronger, but you shouldn't push yourself too much so that you damage yourself, right? So that's that sweet balance between effort and results is really important. And procrastination doesn't help with that. It's just delaying the effort. So by scheduling time in, you know, all right, now I have to do this, and after I can take a break. So, you know, all right, I have to do this now. Like these morning streams, they are mandatory. I don't even think about it anymore. It is what it is. I do it, and after that, I'll go do work. I know exactly what's required, right? Which is interesting. This process generated, okay, 120. Let's play with smudge brush a bit. A bit. See what that does. I'm not thinking on it. I like to paint more. There's some paint edges. I don't know. This kind of mapping out process, I think it creates a clean result. But also I'm not very used to it, so maybe I'm went a little bit too tight with the forms, but I find the forms in this one is less fun. But that could just be the fact that I just went with whatever shape I put down without questioning the shape. I think I'll do another one tomorrow in this process and see if it changes anything by pushing the shapes a little bit more. Obviously, that's a given. I know the answer is going to be yes, it will be changing, but I'll still want to do it. I still want to experiment and see. I already knew that was way too much. Yeah. All right. I think the stream is over. Thanks everyone for joining in. This was a weird stream discussion-wise. It started out really loose, ended up very hardcore about planning. The process, I think, today of painting I think it was an interesting one. It definitely made me think a little bit. Generated some, I think, interesting results. Maybe not the best warm-up in all times, but it was a fun topic. So thanks for that, Morphia. Have a great day. Good night. See you tomorrow. Bye everyone. Outro time.